Alright, first and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Kotash, double honors unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone that surely do well. Peace and blessings unto the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, that pushing this word, religions and sincerity. This is Martin from Judah Camp once again, coming through the Spirit and the power of the Lord to bring out edification unto the body, to the men, great millstone unto the men that will be part of the elect, the ones that listen in sincerity and not for entertainment, and to go and battle. They say something to go and battle, but actually hearing something to practice it and to change their lifestyle and to become a new man. But anyhow, this article just gonna be on one of the main prophecies, which is the microchip, which we believe that they're gonna crash the dollar, bring in the microchip, as the new form of currency, basically changing it from fiat currency, to digital currency, and that can only be done through the microchip. They have this thing called cryptocurrencies, which the term crypto just means hidden, and they have things like Dash and Litecoin and Bitcoin and all these Bitstamp and all these different things, and it is actually a form of payment right now, but they don't really fully have it as the sole form of payment yet, because it still have dollars and things around, understand? But that's not the dollar gonna be faded away, and done away with. But this is RT News article from RT News. I think it was published today, 28th of April 2020. It says crude oils crash below $0 was a pure freak of markets, economist tells Kaiser report. A week after the price, US WTI crude plunged into negative territory, which WTI stands for West Texas Intermediate. It's a standard of oil that they use to set the price of oil worldwide, and the next one is Brent. It says for the first time ever, oil prices continue to free fall as concerns mount about the oversupply on the market. It says Max Kaiser talks to Alasdair McLeod of coalmoney.com about a range of issues, including the forecast for coal prices, the fiat currency collapse, oil prices, and record unemployment rate. Now, these, if you watch the news daily, and you're Indian, or you're a person that like to study history, or you're a person that just want to be up to the time, you would realize that these things is the main topics on the news almost every day, like common recession or depression, unemployment rates going up, groceries running out of stocks, the collapse of the dollar, oil prices going down, coal prices going up, all these things. It should give you a little hint or a little clue at the times that we're in. It's not we're not in the beginning, Dread. We're in the end. We are the end of this, of this rulership. We are the end of the American empire, as they say, where America is is the superpower, is the rulers of this earth. We are the end of their rulership. Each empire, no matter how powerful, no matter how strong, no matter how glorious they are, it had an end. The Babylonians, first of all, the Egyptians, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Babylonians, the Medes, also the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, and then you know, these you know, the time during the dark ages where, you know, it had, you know, people ruling, all monarchs and these things, all these things come to an end. And now we have the, you know, the American empire, and that too will come to an end. And one of the things that, you know, keep it alive is their military and their dollar. You understand? Keep it from going to total chaos is their dollar. And what their dollar backed by? Their dollar backed by actually the dollar backed by oil. You understand? Because their dollar became the world reserve currency because they had force they persuade the members of OPEC to accept payment for oil only through the US dollar. And countries that, you know, that say that they want to move away with, they want to move away from the dollar and take payments in euros. What they eventually do to them? They eventually get rid of the leaders, and, you know, for example, like Venezuela and Libya and, you know, Sudan and these various countries, because they need to protect the status that they have, and that status that they have only come through having the US dollar as the world reserve currency. You understand? It's only through that they could impose sanctions on other nations. So we're in a situation where their currency collapse, where fiat currency and the whole collapse, that is USD, euros, pounds, Swiss franc, whatever it may be. There's that paper dollar that they have. If you look at it, let's look at it, fiat. This is a formal authorization or proposition, a decree, you know, to it says an arbitrary order, let it be done from fire, be done or made. So the fact that you have a bill and you put on the same bill, you could put on one, you could put $1, and next bill you could put $10, and next bill you put $100, is just that the government, you know, making that value, the value of that dollars be 10 units or 1 unit or 100 units. That what term fiat currency actually means. You know, they're making it have a value, you know, and people are accepting that value. You understand? Because if you actually look into it, you had the same dollar, and on one you have 10 and the next one you have 100, you'll actually realize that is bullshit. You understand? That is not how money is. Money actually have weight, like in gold, an amount of gold. You actually have a price weight. It could actually be traded for different things, where you can have the same gold and print on it 1, and print on it 10, and print on it 100, and give it a different value. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, that being said, when they move away from the fiat currency, we'll go to something called digital currency. And let's look up the term digital currency. It says digital currency is a type of currency that has no physical form and only exists in digital form. Digital currency include virtual money and cryptocurrency. And virtual money, look up that term virtual. It means, it says, almost or nearly as described, but not completely or according to strict definition, not physically existing as such, but made by software to appear to do so. It's just like when you go to these banks send you get paid through banks. You're not actually having money. What they do is that put a certain numbers in your bank account and you have money. It says, and the other one is cryptocurrency. It says a digital currency in which encryption techniques are used to regulate the generation of units of currency and verify the transfer of funds operating independently of a central bank. So the same cryptocurrency is actually decentralized. Anyhow, it says this digital money may be used as traditional money to buy and sell goods, but with the allowance of instant transactions and borderless transfer of ownership. Understand? So with these things, with digital currency, you could buy and you could sell. And what we're saying is that in the scriptures, you know, the scriptures talk about in Revelation talk about the mark of the beast, which we believe and we know for a fact that the mark of the beast is the RFID microchip. You understand? If you look into something called ID 2020, you would see they're speaking about something called digital ID, which they would implement through just an RFID chip, an RFID microchip, where they'll have all information stored on your wealth, all your medical history. You could use it to do many different things. You understand? So that they say that digital currency, you could use it as a form of payment to buy and to sell. And the scriptures say in Revelation 13 verse 16, it says, but let's read from 15. It says, and he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that many should not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which they bring in subtly. You understand? They bring it deceitfully. They're not bringing it in as the mark of the beast. Like say, this is the mark of the beast. They're bringing it in a very subtle way, a form of ID to identify, because ID cards and working, you could manipulate and you could make false IDs and all these different things. Your money could be stolen through the bank, all these different things. So guess what? Transfer it to this chip, put this chip in your hand, and it would no longer be robbed, or you can no longer be stolen from, because everything is in your hand. It says, and he called it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now with that digital ID coming on that chip, we expect you would also have the digital currency on the chip, which is these cryptocurrencies and these cryptocurrencies. You understand? It could be used as a form of payment. It's so simple to see. These things so simple to see. It says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Understand? And just like how now they say you can't go into a grocery unless you have on a mask. Guess what? They could just say you can't go into a grocery, you can't purchase unless you have the microchip. So what are you gonna do? UGX don't know about fasting. You don't know about suffering. You know about eating your belly full. You know, eating till your belly stuffed. So guess what? You're gonna take that mark. Why? Because you ain't gonna be able to do anything unless you have the mark. You ain't gonna be able to pay your rent. You ain't gonna be able to pay your mortgage. You ain't gonna be able to pay your car loans. You ain't gonna be able to pay education loans. You ain't gonna be able to go to school. You ain't gonna be able to buy food. You ain't gonna be able to pay your bills. Nothing at all. Because that is the new form of payment. That is the only and new accepted way of making payments. Why? Because it is secured, encrypted, end-to-end, decentralized. All these terms would bring to you all, make you all feel safe and positive about it, make you all feel like you have privacy. You understand? That is how subtle this man is. But guess what? We already know not to take it. He could come with what he could say. He could say whatever the fuck he wants. We're not gonna take that chip. By the will of the Most High, we're not gonna take that chip. You understand? 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. And I see they're bringing it slowly but surely. They're bringing in these things slowly but surely. You understand? It says 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. It says lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And that is one of Satan's devices, to try to get the elect to go off or to disobey the Most High. That one of the temptation. The scripture said, endure the temptation, you shall be tried for 10 days. That is one of the temptation that Satan gonna bring. You're starving to death, and your solution is take that fucking microchip, Jared. Just so you can come in your head, yo, take that chip. You can't starve to death. You can't starve to death, so yeah. You take the chip. Just so you can come. Just so you can come. He does try to come at your weakest point. At the point where you think you would give in. He will come in now when you're having food. Come with that microchip, you say, but fuck that. He'll come in it for days. And I seen everybody else eating, because everybody else had that chip. And he would come in your mind and say, why are you starving yourself? Just like I ask some Muslims, I say pork unclean. Hear them, yeah, of course pork unclean. I say, so if you're starving and you see a swine, you eat it? Yeah. Why you eat it? God, I never said to starve yourself. I say, you people are fucking hypocrites. Hey, the scriptures say that is why we believe in the Bible. The Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai changed not. All these other gods change. Like Malachi 3 verse 6, it says, for I am the Lord Yahweh, I change not. Therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai don't change. He doesn't change. Don't feel like it get away from that. No one in a time of desperation, it could go and eat swine or it could go and eat shrimp. You would be destroyed. Where is your excuse? You have no excuse. You're lacking faith. You're lacking faith. You understand? Your strength is not how you could manage when you're in good times, and it's how you could endure the bad times. That when you know a man's true strength. You don't know a man's true strength by how much fucking pounds he could lift, or how much dumbbells he could, how much reps he could make. Now you know a man's true strength in adversity, in trying times. Remember, let's bring this last precept here. Hey, it says 1 Peter 5 verse 8, it says, be sober, be vigilant. But let's look up that word vigilant. It says, keeping careful watch for possible danger or difficulties. You understand? Keeping awake. We know that the microchip is danger. We always seeking a way or a form that this devil could bring it in. And as he come with a subtle way, he say, identify that, hey, Look what we trying. We identify it and we keep away from that as much as possible. With all we might. It says because your adversary the devil, which is you Edomite, as a roaring lion walking about seeking whom he may devour. You understand? Seeking whom he may devour. So he walking around watching for who he think would give in. As soon as he think that you weak or lacking faith, guess what? He's gonna come to you. He's gonna present the opportunity to to eat to you. It says, whom resist steadfast in the faith, knowing that the same affliction are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world. So what's going on with you happening to brethren worldwide? So are you gonna give in? You're not supposed to give in. You're not supposed to give in. You are alone in going through that problem. You are alone in starving. You understand? That way you're supposed to keep your eyes on the prize. If you keep your eyes on the prize, you can't be distracted by any chip. You keep your eyes on the prize, you have tunnel vision, you focus on one thing. You focus on that one thing. That microchip could pass you and seeing that a famine could come in and seeing that your eyes on the fucking crown. And if the crown is dead, you take that. If you see death before the crown, you take that. Because why? We believe that as Yahushua was resurrected, we're going to be resurrected also. So that is where faith comes, and that is where you actually see if you believe in what he was saying or not. So with that, I want to give you praise and glory. That one unto the apostles and the elders of great millstone that surely do well. This is Matina once again. Until next time, I want to say shalom.